In this episode, we talk about the firing outside Salman Khan's house and what the police have said about the matter. We also talk about the latest terror attack in Jammu's Poonch region. But first, we talk about the Congress's decisions regarding the seats of Amethi and Raebareli. Hi, I'm Shashank Bhargava, and you're listening to Three Things, the Indian Express news show. After weeks of suspense and uncertainty, on Friday, the last day of filing nominations, the Congress finally revealed their candidates for Amethi and Raebareli, two seats in UP which have been the bastions of the Gandhi family. But their announcement came with a twist. Senior leader Rahul Gandhi, instead of running from Amethi, which is what most people expected, has opted to run from Raebareli instead. This switch is being seen as a safer choice for him, considering that he had lost from the seat in 2019 to Union Minister Smriti Irani. Besides this, the other big reveal was that Secretary Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, despite campaigning for the party, would not be contesting at all. After the announcement, we heard PM Modi react to it by saying that it was the fear of losing that was making Rahul Gandhi move from one seat to another.
उनके सारे चेले चपाटे कह रहे थे अमेठी आएंगे, लेकिन अमेठी से भी इतने डर गए, वहां से भागकर अब रायबरेली में खोज रहे हैं रास्ता। ये लोग गुम कर सबको कहते हैं डरो मत, मैं भी आज उन्हें कहता हूं और बड़े जी भर के कहता हूं, अरे डरो मत, भागो मत।
Similarly, Smriti Irani, who is contesting from Amethi, said that the fact that the Gandhis are not contesting from the seat means that they have already accepted defeat.
अमेठी से गांधी परिवार का ना लड़ना इस बात का संकेत है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी चुनाव में एक वोट पड़ने से पहले ही अमेठी से अपना हार स्वीकार कर चुकी है, क्योंकि अगर उन्हें लगता कि यहाँ जीत की कोई भी गुंजाइश है तो वो यहाँ से लड़ते, अपने प्रॉक्सी को ना लड़ाते।
Now to talk about these decisions of the grand old party, Indian Express's Moulshree Seth joins us in this segment. Moulshree, first tell us what is the reason that the Congress took so long to announce the candidates from Amethi and Raebareli?
See, there are two things. First of all, that because the decision was to be made whether both of them should be contesting. By both, I mean whether Priyanka and Rahul both should be there on ground contesting from Raebareli and Amethi, or they should be contesting on one seat. That was one decision. Another was what people in Raebareli, Congress leaders, tell me that they wanted to take BJP by surprise. That they have no doubtedly done. They have been successful in doing that. So they wanted to take them by surprise because till the last moment, BJP did not know how to go about it and whether they'll be fielding Rahul, whether they'll be fielding Priyanka, or they would not be contesting. So ultimately it was BJP who went ahead first and declared their candidate, and the declaration by the Congress came in later on. So they have at least been successful in doing that. So that was one thing that they wanted to do, because they thought that in case the declaration would come in before the last date of the nomination, there might be some, Congress leaders were saying that they felt that there might be some mischief by the BJP as far as other side of the candidate is concerned. So that is the two things that led to the delay basically.
And Moulshree, talking about Amethi, this will be the first time in 25 years that no Gandhi will be contesting from the seat. What is the reason that Rahul is contesting from Raebareli instead?
See, there are many theories, because even till the last moment they were like, who will be contesting? Because there's one example in Amethi at late night, Congress leaders were putting up posters for Rahul. So till the last moment, even those on the ground preparing for the filing of nomination had no idea who will be actually coming from which side. So as I was saying, that there are various theories that people have been speaking about within Congress. First of all, it's that Amethi was actually lost by Rahul last time. So that ground was actually broken because it was their bastion, but he lost it from there. Secondly, Raebareli was being vacated by Sonia, so somebody had to take over. And people say, those who are close to them, there was reluctance on behalf of Priyanka to actually take on the electoral battle directly this time. So there was no choice except to field Rahul, because leaving Raebareli to an outsider, one constituency from where they have been winning constantly, rather than taking Amethi where they had lost last time, that was the difficult choice for them also. So this is one thing that was taken into consideration. Another theory which is going on there is because it's known if there was Amethi and Wayanad, Rahul would have to choose one constituency.
Right. Apart from contesting from Raebareli, Rahul is also contesting from Wayanad in Kerala. And this is an interesting seat because it was his entry there that had helped the Congress sweep the Lok Sabha polls in Kerala in 2019. But how is Rahul planning to justify leaving Wayanad and picking Amethi if he chooses to do that later on?
So in case Rahul chooses, because next in line also there will be two options. So in case Rahul leaves Wayanad and chooses Raebareli, he can always say, since it was his mother's constituency, that family factor and emotional connect. So he'll have that backing to say why he is choosing Raebareli over Wayanad. Secondly, even if he leaves Raebareli and takes on Wayanad, people are expecting that maybe in by-election, Priyanka might come in. Because even though she has been campaigning for her brother also, but she has managed election in Raebareli for her mother for a long time. So people in Amethi, as far as congressmen are concerned, they are more connected to Priyanka rather than Rahul. So these are the theories which are being spoken about the Congress leaders there in Amethi and Raebareli.
And Moulshree, why has Priyanka chosen not to make her electoral debut this time? Because there were a lot of murmurs about it. Why did she decide not to do it?
See, there are many things. First of all, the kind of defeat that even though the local Congress state president might have taken on him, that 2022 defeat, but the fact remains that the entire campaign, the front face was Priyanka in 2022 assembly election in UP. She was literally all over the state deciding on candidates, everything. It was her campaign. She was the face of that election. And the way a party, not just party numbers reduced, even the vote percentage reduced to like the lowest ever. Because after that, she completely left UP. She didn't come to UP at all. So after that election, it was a setback, obviously, for her also and for the team. So she kind of took a step back, taking review of things, how to move forward with it. So probably that is one factor that has kind of restrained them from actually going ahead and contesting from Raebareli as far as this election is concerned.
And Moulshree, talking about Raebareli, can you talk about who the BJP has fielded from the seat, who Rahul will be contesting against?
See, BJP has fielded Dinesh Pratap Singh. He's a minister in the Yogi government in Uttar Pradesh. And basically, he was a Congress leader. He was a Congress MLC before joining BJP. He joined BJP before 2019 election. And he was chosen. He wanted to contest. He had an aspiration to contest Lok Sabha and BJP gave him the ticket. At that point also, when he joined BJP, he was a Congress MLC. And he has his presence because he hails from Raebareli and his entire family is there in Raebareli. His brother has been a sitting MLA. His brother's wife has been Jila Panchayat chairman. So over the years, they have kind of developed their Raebareli as their field. BJP again repeated him. Why was that? Because in Raebareli, they couldn't find any other stronger candidate. Because in 2019, he was the one who was able to actually reduce the margin of victory of Sonia Gandhi. I remember in 2014, Sonia's margin was roughly about 3.45 or 3.5 lakh votes. And it reduced to half against Dinesh Pratap Singh. Even though this time there was a lot of resentment for Dinesh within BJP also. If you remember, in between there was talks about Varun might be there from Raebareli as well. So after all these things, ultimately BJP landed on Dinesh Pratap Singh and he has been repeated as their candidate from Raebareli and he'll be contesting against Rahul this time.
And when it comes to Amethi, the Congress has fielded the 63-year-old Kishori Lal Sharma, who will be facing Smriti Irani. Talk about Kishori Lal a bit and why he was chosen for this seat.
See, Kishori Lal is a person who has never been on the front. He's a backroom person. And he has been managing elections for Gandhis in Amethi and Raebareli for decades. He basically hails from Ludhiana. He's not a Amethi or a Raebareli person. He first came in Amethi in 1983. And there was a program which was being run by Rajiv Gandhi then to have a youth Congress leader monitor development schemes. Youth Congress leaders from outside the state. So he was in his early 20s when he was brought in by Rajiv Gandhi. There's an assembly segment called Tiloi. So he was made in charge of that Tiloi constituency under that program. And then in next elections when Rajiv Gandhi fought, he became part of his team. And over the years, he started managing election for him. And when Sonia came in 1999, Kishori Lal was the person who, along with even Priyanka, admitted that along with Priyanka, they were the two people who actually sat down together to actually have all the election strategy together for Sonia. And then when Rahul came in 2004, he was managing both Sonia's election in Raebareli as well as Rahul's election in Amethi in 2004. He did the same thing in 2009 election, both for Rahul as well as Sonia Gandhi in Raebareli. But in 2014, there was some resentment against him in Amethi. Rahul kind of also wanted his own team to take over in Amethi. That was the time when Kishori Lal completely left Amethi and he moved to Raebareli as a representative of Sonia Gandhi. And since then, he was mainly concentrating on Raebareli, working for Sonia. So it's been 40 years for him working in Amethi and Raebareli. There's no doubt that he knows each and every person inside out, not just within Congress, but even other parties, other sectors as well. So he knows people around. But yes, coming to the front of the election, it's a first for him.
Right, and in that sense, it will be Priyanka who will be the face of the campaign and will be countering Smriti Irani for him.
आप सबको मालूम है कि किशोरी जी यहाँ से चुनाव लड़ेंगे। आप इनको मेरे ख्याल से आप शायद 35 या 40 सालों से जानते हैं। अमेठी की गली गली जानते हैं, गांव गांव जानते हैं, हर कार्यकर्ता को जानते हैं, पहचानते हैं और यहाँ की जो समस्याएं हैं, यहाँ की जो मुश्किलें हैं, उनको अच्छी तरह से जानते हैं। इन्होंने लगातार 40 सालों के लिए आपकी सेवा की है। मैंने खुद आंखों से देखा, मैं खुद यहाँ पे आपके साथ मैंने खुद काम किया और इस चुनाव में भी मैं इनके साथ कंधे से कंधा लगाकर चुनाव लड़वाएंगे। और
See, many people say that even he was taken with a surprise that he'll be contesting Amethi. So he was also kind of not ready to go into the field all of a sudden. So since with the backing of Priyanka sitting there and countering Smriti, so he kind of expects that he'll have a better position.
And Moulshree, how confident is the party of actually winning from these two seats?
Congress is confident. When I was talking to Congress people, there are two things that they are confident. First, it's not about BJP in these two seats. It's about the anti-incumbency against the sitting candidates. People are not happy with Smriti. That is what they are banking on. When it comes to Raebareli, there are two things. First of all, it's a first election for Rahul. So people usually in these constituencies, they say first election nikal do. They start questioning your style from the next election. And then again in Raebareli also, there's Dinesh Pratap Singh. And since he has been minister, there's that kind of some resentment against Dinesh Pratap Singh also in Raebareli. So apart from the Congress supporters, they are banking on the resentment against Dinesh Pratap Singh to come in their favor. But they were also hoping largely on getting SP support in Amethi-Raebareli because SP, as far as assembly elections is concerned, it has been doing well in those elections. So they were banking, but irony is that the SP MLAs with whom that they would have got the support, they have shifted to BJP. So that factor is there, but still people are claiming within Congress that they'll be able to get the support. It's okay if two leaders have moved in, but local SP support they'll get. And they are hoping that once Akhilesh also comes into campaign for them, so that SP base would move in their favor.
And next we talk about the Salman Khan firing case. During the early hours of April 14, two gunmen opened fire outside actor Salman Khan's residence in Mumbai. And as the police began investigating the matter, a Facebook post allegedly uploaded by Anmol Bishnoi, the younger brother of jailed gangster Lawrence Bishnoi, claimed responsibility for the firing. Lawrence Bishnoi is currently lodged in the Sabarmati prison in Gujarat, facing charges in connection with the murder of singer Sidhu Moosewala. Now, the other major development in the case took place when one of the accused allegedly took his own life while being in police custody. To know more about the case and how it unfolded, my colleague Niharika Nanda speaks to Indian Express's Mohamed Thaver, who has been tracking the case for the paper.
So, Mohammed, all of this started with a shooting that took place outside actor Salman Khan's house. Can you begin by telling us how it all unfolded?
Yeah, so in the morning, in the wee hours of 14th April, around 5 a.m., there were two people that came on a bike and they fired 5 rounds, one of which reached the balcony of the residence of Salman Khan. He stays at Galaxy apartment in Bandra. This was surprising because Salman Khan enjoys a Y plus security, in spite of which somebody, managed to fire rounds and one of the bullets actually reached the balcony. Another surprising and shocking thing was that nobody from the police even gave a chase to the bikers, in spite of having such a security. So the two bikers managed to flee from the spot. Eventually, the Mumbai Crime Branch started investigating the case and the local Bandra police. And they started tracking these two people. They found that these two people had taken a place on rent in Panvel. And based on the details that they gathered, eventually these two were arrested by the police from Bhuj in Gujarat. These two youngsters, Sagar Pal and Vicky Gupta, they both were residents of Bihar, Champaran. Also, in the meantime, what happened is Lawrence Bishnoi, the gangster, I'll have to take you back to it. So Lawrence Bishnoi, the gangster whose gang is allegedly involved in the murder of singer Sidhu Moosewala, he has been giving threats to Salman Khan for a long time. The reason being that in 1998, when Salman Khan and others were shooting for the movie Hum Saath Saath Hai in Rajasthan, they had shot a black buck. Now, the black buck is considered a holy animal for the Bishnoi community, and Lawrence Bishnoi hails from that community. So since then, he has been threatening Salman Khan that, what you did was wrong and you would have to pay for it. So soon after this attack took place, while Lawrence Bishnoi is lodged in Sabarmati prison in Gujarat, his brother Anmol Bishnoi, who's suspected to be either in Canada or US, he created a Facebook account and he claimed responsibility for the attack. So the police eventually arrested these two people, arrested two more people who had provided the firearms to these two, and also named the Bishnoi brothers as accused in the case.
And did the police have any inkling of this at all? Had Salman Khan received any threats before this?
Yes, there have been once there was a letter that had been left at Bandra Bandstand in 2022 where Salim Khan goes for a walk which said that, we are going to target you. Then Salman Khan's manager had received an email. So in all these cases, FIRs had been registered. The police had been investigating the matter. But generally the thinking in police circles was that these were just empty threats and they did not really see such an attack taking place or even a firing taking place outside his residence. So while FIRs were registered, there were no arrests made in the case. And the police by and large thought this was just Bishnoi gang trying to, get some publicity and that they did not mean to do anything.
And Mohammed, for those of who might not know, can you tell us more about Lawrence Bishnoi, his gang and his brother Anmol Bishnoi?
Yeah, so there have been extortion cases that have been registered against the gang, but this is mostly this is a gang that operates mainly in the northern states. This is one of the few times where in Maharashtra they have had their presence. Generally, it is Punjab, Haryana, Western UP, Rajasthan. This is the area where they are much more active, and there have been cases like recently earlier this year they shot dead this one alleged bookie in Haryana because he was not willing to pay them ransom money. So this gang has been notorious when it comes to extortion cases, and they are also involved in these gang rivalries. And so this gang has been operational in northern India. There has been action taken against them. Gang members have been arrested. Lawrence Bishnoi continues to remain behind bars. But in spite of being behind bars, he tends to be running his empire quite smoothly, it would appear, because these cases keep happening. And also his brother, Anmol Bishnoi, his younger brother, who's supposed to be operating out of either Canada or US. So a lot of activity takes place through him as well. Then they have the accomplice Goldie Brar. So, even though Lawrence is lodged behind bars, all these other gang members ensure that the activities of the gang continue.
And have similar incidents happened before as well? How common would you say such shooting incidents are?
So in the 90s, when the underworld was at its peak in Mumbai, when there was Dawood Ibrahim gang, Rajan gang, at that point of time, one did hear of celebrities, Bollywood actors being, threatened and extortion calls being made. But over the past decade and a half, this has been an anomaly, The only threats that one has generally seen is Salman Khan getting threats from Bishnoi, but one, for a firing to take place outside his residence and for the accused to get away and for the bullet to reach the balcony is really, points fingers at whether the security in place was sufficient enough or no. So in that sense, it has come as a bit of a shock to the police establishment and the family in general. The family too was unhappy with the police. The actor's family, they asked them why were these people not chased by the police? How many cops were there when the attack took place? So this incident, is not normal in the sense that at least over the past decade and a half, such instances have not taken place. So it is a bit alarming.
And Mohammed, post the arrest, according to the reports, one of the accused died by suicide while being in custody. Can you tell us what all has happened after the initial arrests?
So on Wednesday, the 4 accused, they were lodged in the prison in Mumbai Crime Branch. And one of the accused, Anuj Thapan, who had been arrested from Punjab, he was apparently the guy who had given the firearms to the 2 accused. He committed suicide in the prison. What happened is that while 2 other accused had been taken by the police to record their statement, he was in the lockup and he then asked to use the washroom, and he used the bed sheet given to him. He tore a bit of that and hung himself in the washroom, is what the crime branch has said. So after that, the state CID has been asked to conduct an investigation into the matter because it becomes a custodial death. And in custodial death cases, the same agency under whose custody the accused cannot conduct an investigation. So the state CID came to the Mumbai police headquarters. They've taken the CCTV footages of the lockup where the accused had been kept, and they are recording statements of the other accused who were present in the lockup to find out if, Anuj had been beaten up, or if there was any issue because of which he would have committed suicide, or if there is any foul play. So right now, a team from the state CID is conducting investigation on his death. And along with that, a magisterial inquiry is also underway. So these will, bring to light whether there was any foul play involved in the matter. Because what has happened is that the family of Anuj Thapan has alleged that he was not a person who would commit suicide. And they allege that, this is a murder because he would not commit suicide. He had no reason to commit suicide. And now, while the Mumbai Police Crime Branch investigation will continue into the case, the state CID will be conducting an investigation into the custodial death.
And Mohammed, now can you talk about the kind of political reactions that this incident has garnered? What have we heard from the local leaders?
Yeah. So soon after the incident, the Maharashtra CM Eknath Shinde went and met Salman Khan, his father Salim Khan, and he assured that, such an incident will not take place again because there were question marks on the security. The opposition has been asking questions about, the law and order in the state, given that a person who enjoys Y plus security, if there can be an attack outside the residence of such a person, then what would be the state of the general law and order in the city? So in that sense, the opposition did take the government to task, asking them about how such an incident could happen in the case of such a high profile actor, especially in light of the fact that he has been receiving threats from them in the past as well. So in spite of that, such an incident happening, this has been used by the opposition to target the government.
And in the end, we talk about Jammu and Kashmir. On Saturday evening, an Air Force personnel was killed and 4 others injured in a terror attack in Jammu's Poonch district. According to a report by Indian Express's Arun Sharma, 2 vehicles carrying the Indian Air Force personnel came under fire from terrorists around 6 p.m. The injured personnel were evacuated to Udhampur for treatment on Indian Air Force choppers, where one of them passed away. Sources said that combing and search operations had been going on in the area for the past few days, following reports of militant movement. During the searches, militants opened fire on a vehicle carrying the Indian Air Force personnel who retaliated. It's key to note that this is the 3rd militant attack in the Pir Panjal region, spread over Rajouri and Poonch districts in the last 2 weeks. In the previous attacks, a 40-year-old villager was killed after militants opened fire on the 22nd of April, and on the 28th of April, a village defense guard was killed in the area of Udhampur. Leaders from across party lines have condemned the incident, with Congress leader Rahul Gandhi calling the attack shameful and cowardly, and Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge asserting that the country stood united for the soldiers. We also heard from Assam Chief Minister and BJP leader Himanta Biswa Sarma, who in a post on X said that those responsible for the atrocious act will face the full force of justice. You were listening to Three Things by The Indian Express. Today's show was edited and mixed by Suresh Pawar and was produced by Niharika Nanda and me, Shashank Bhargava. If you liked the show, then do subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also recommend the show to someone you think will like it, share it with a friend or someone in your family. It's the best way to get to know about us. You can also tweet us at Express Audio and write to us at podcast@indianexpress.com.